stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness, stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness. And it's concreted, stillness and abundance, love and light, health and wholeness to the cosmic consciousness, soul control, team, family, and soul tribe. Thank you all for being here. I'm just out here tapped in with nature, the squirrels and the birds. I hope everyone's feeling good for no reason at all. Radiating and operating in the highest version of the true and authentic self of your light body, the God spark within you. Creating your moments from moment to moment as you will have them be within your reality. We give honor to our higher selves first and foremost. We acknowledge the angelic and spirit guides, the ascended masters and divine beings, the ancestral spirit assistants of the highest order. Ashe. This is your host and co-pilot, Sabu the God. I'm feeling good for no reason at all, operating and radiating and in integration with the highest frequency of my true and authentic self. I'm happy to be here. Greetings, everybody. Peace and power to the family. You are now cosmic consciously plugged in. I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate myself for being here. The time has come for self-mastery. But if you haven't elevated yourself, you can't celebrate yourself. And therefore, you probably can't celebrate the other people, regardless of the accomplishment. In my life, talk about a little bit about what I've seen in my life, briefly. In my life, some people only was in our life, my life, our life, because it's the same life. Y'all gotta walk with where I'm going. In my life, in my personal experience, because I'm probably talking about your life too. I realized that some people was only in it for the good times, not for a long time. In my personal experience, I realized who people are supposed to be okay? Back to what I was saying. In my personal experience, I've come to see, I've come to realize, and I've come to accept in certain places who people were supposed to be was rarely who they were. Sometimes you probably have found that who people were supposed to be was rarely who they are. Illusions, cons, manipulations, all things dealing with people or something, pretending to be something that it is not. That's a phantom, if you think about it. It's a phantom. Beware of the phantoms. We got to be aware of our own illusions. We got to be aware of our own tendency to manipulate. We got to be aware of our own tendencies to undermine, to discredit. I realize that when you're growing, and if you made an oath to yourself to grow and to get beyond things that you realize have been holding you back, wherever it's been holding you back at. I've come to realize that life is always testing us, testing our ability to be in the energy of love, regardless of what happened. So I'm gonna say it again in a way that you can write it down for those who catch it and use it as an affirmation. If you're quickly angered, if you're quickly triggered, if you're quickly irritated or aggravated, you need to write down what I'm about to say. I realize life is testing me and my ability to be in the energy of love at all times. Like I said, write that down, memorize it, and use it when you find yourself getting in them boxed in situations before you boxed in to the situation. My mind and heart is free of past life phantoms. I'm glad to be in a space where I can say my life is free of past life phantoms, operating in my present moment. Because if you've been with me rocking with me for a minute, you don't heard me say time and time again that we're so unaware of the program of how much we have drugged into our present that had to deal with things that occurred since childhood up into the present. So I'm going to say again, my mind and my heart is free of past life phantoms operating in my present moment. That's another thing that you can write down and use as an affirmation. See, I be giving jewels, I be doing a lot of things to share and impart energetic frequencies of vibration to assist people on their journey. But I can't make people, you can take it, what I'm saying is this, you can take a person to the well, but you can't make them drink the water. But I'm gonna drop jewels, I'm gonna give hints and things of that nature. Because everything that becomes realized to you gonna come through your personal experience. So I can't tell nobody how to get there. I know how I got there, how I got here, how I remain here from within, but I can't tell you how to get there. But I can drop two jewels, we can talk life, and you know, I don't talk previously through the operation of different books I don't share, but through your work, it becomes real. We gotta learn how to dissolve every particle of discord, every particle of past hurt, past angers, past resentments. We have to learn how to discord, how to transmute that energy by changing how we think, the renewing of the mind. The renewing of the mind renew your life. As you renew your mind, you renew your life, you know. The problem is, most of us have a habit of speaking, regurgitating, and repeating things that's trending, sound good, popular, or make us look like we in a certain status quo. But in actuality, that shit ain't doing nothing for your life in real time. So I say that to say this. We gotta learn how to speak. Words sound power over our own life, over our own organs, over our own situations, over our loved ones, over our pets and our animals, you know, throughout your household, you know, and throughout your day, and over other people that you come into contact with, that you deal with on a regular, and even those that you don't. You gotta be, what I'm saying is this. Only love wins, man. Only love wins. Love always wins. I ain't talking about our love for people, places, or things. I'm talking about the energy and the frequency of love. It wins. and only you can realize it. Acceptance and confidence operates through the power of light. Acceptance and confidence. Acceptance of what? The yin and the yang. The polar, the positive and the negative. The masculine and the feminine. Without acceptance, there is no balance. And without balance, you can't be confident in the wholeness of who you are. So I salute all my full circles. Those who have their cup full, regardless of how empty it may appear to the external world. I salute you. Your word is your wand. All I just shared was saying the same thing that I'm now saying. Your word is your wand. But how are you using it? And when you are using it, what are you saying? What are you saying to people based on the things that we tell ourselves internally? We gotta really get how this thing works. What are you telling people externally are the very same things that you're telling yourself internally. Mirror, mirror. Most times the things we fall out of place, I won't say fall out with people, but fall out of place, out of alignment with people about, had nothing to do with you. It really had nothing to do with them, but everything to deal with what might have been going on within you or them. And in the misrecognition of this, a lot of beautiful relationships have fallen apart. That's okay. That's part of the lesson. That's part of the journey. But everything that was going on with them, my point in sharing that is this. We're always coming into contact with people. We're always coming into integration with other energies. A lot of times unconscious or unmindful of what we're coming into contact with vibrationally and energetically according to what's going on in their day, as well as what's going on within ourselves. Think about it. Our direct experience with spirit, your direct experience with spirit, with source, with the divine, whatever you want to call it, with multidimensional reality, will be solely based upon your work, your direct work on yourself. Your work on yourself will be your masterclass, not books, not videos, not what's going on in the spiritual community, but your own work will be your masterclass, based on how you can take what the external has already offered us and internalize it to interpret the story within your own soul. Your personal unfoldment comes through your own direct contact with God, with source, with spirit, with presence, with the I am. And then you must make it your own. I was asked, why do I look so young? So I'm gonna answer that through this statement that I'm gonna make. We need to be extra careful of who and what we entertain, what we listen to, what we give our energy to, whether it's in media, social media, telephone, telegraph, you know what, whatever. Reason being, when you don't know how you consuming your energy and you run through your energy, it will have you looking worn down, old, very fast, because you're depleting your life force. So what keeps me looking young is, for one, I think divine, I think like God, to the best of my ability, as I'm provided for through my provision for self and those I care about. I eat as healthy as possible. I exercise on a regular basis, and I feel good for no reason at all. That's the former. That's it. Everything else is genetic, so I thank my parents for that. When you do something to help someone, when you operate in service or assistance to others, and they show you or tell you that they don't want your assistance, leave it alone. It's okay. Fall back. And we need to learn to accept that more and more, really, because when you find yourself trying to force a situation or push your opinion, your advice, your whatever on people, and they have told you that, or shown you in some kind of way that they're rejecting it or don't want it, everything you do after that moment is only going to cause a bigger explosion. And we all done experienced this at some time or other. But my purpose of bringing this to remembrance is because a lot of times we still find ourselves going through that same thing again. That's because we haven't learned the lesson all the other first times that it occurred. Because everything that happens, no matter how many times it happens, it only occurred once. Everything after that is just a clone or a repeat of the same situation happening again at a different interval of your life. I'm dropping jewels today. Learn to recognize when you've done all you could do. Not only will it change your life, it'll change the lives of the people that you tried to help in the first place. You ever do something and you ever do something negative and it get magnified way more than the positive that you do consistently? And the reason why I bring that up, cause it's going on a lot, why the negativity is being more broadcasted than the positivity, I don't know, but I do know that people who are in negativity are always going to be drawn to what's in negative, what the news in negative circles, and vice versa. That's just how it works. The thing is, do what you can do not to get caught up in it. If you vibrate positive, do what you can do and all you can do to not get caught up in nobody else's negative frequency, circle, bubble. We attract to what's already operating in us, but it's not because it's the same. And through experience, you understand what that means. You understand what that means. Through wisdom, you understand how to navigate through, around, above, and beyond it. I say that to say this. It's good to get to know and be comfortable with all parts of yourself, the positive and the negative, the yin and the yang, the light and the dark, good and the bad, whatever you want to call it. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard and very uncomfortable to be comfortable in your own skin. I guarantee. And why do I say that? I say that because of this. If everybody like you, somebody lying. Inspire, compliment, encourage, feel good for no reason at all. Do everything you can to radiate your truest, highest, and authentic version of your authentic self. This is how we go. I love y'all. Peace.